Hello, Hoboken second grade. It's me, Mr. Summerville, and
Mr. Benson. Hello, everybody. How's it going?
hope we're all doing well. It's us, the theater guys, and we're here for another really exciting theater video, we think. We got a lot of really great comments from some of you guys on our last video that we really appreciated reading, the kind words or seeing the different videos and pictures you guys sent us of, you doing the activities. We really loved all that stuff. So please, by all means, continue to send us anything you guys have because we really appreciate getting all the different kinds of comments and seeing you guys doing all the different things that we're working on. So yeah. But enough about last week. Let's talk about this week. What are we doing in today's video? Well, I'm here to tell you. Our objective or goal for today's video is to combine different elements of a story to create a fully developed scene. And I know, you might be like, what did any of that mean? Story elements? Developing a scene? What is he talking about? Well, the good news is Mr. Benson's here, and he's going to explain it to us a little bit more. So, Mr. Benson, go ahead.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Somerville. Simply put, all stories follow the same basic pattern, the same formula, right? We have a beginning, we have a middle, and we have an end. Our story or our journey starts somewhere, then something changes, right? And we evolve over that time. And then we want to resolve the story. We want to end it, right? We want a nice little bow tie at the end to finish it off, right? So I'd love to give you guys an example. This is an example that you may have heard before. It comes to you in the form of a rhyme. So it starts off with a certain someone named Humpty Dumpty. And in the beginning, Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. And then something changes over time, right? We go to the middle of our story. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Oy. But we can't just leave it there. We need to end our story, right? Beginning, middle, and an end. So after Humpty Dumpty sits on the wall, and after Humpty Dumpty has a great fall, all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. And there we have our ending. It's not a happy ending, but it's an ending nonetheless. Beginning, middle, and end. These are the story elements that all stories follow, right? Just in addition to that, other things to consider, right? All stories are going to have a setting. We need to know when and where these stories take place. We will get more into that later. With that, I pass it back over to you, Mr. Somerville.
Well, thank you, Mr. Benson. Yeah, we're going to talk about all those different things today. And let's get right into it with a nice overarching view of what our schedule is going to be, all the different things we're going to do in this video, and then we'll get right into the action working on some different things. So, let's go. All right, so here we have our schedule for this video. As you can see, first up, same as every other time we do theater, we're just going to warm up. We're going to get our bodies moving, we're going to get our voices nice and warmed up, do some breathing, all the different, exercises that we can do to really warm ourselves up so that we're ready for the different scenes that we're going to work on today. After that, we're going to review Pantomime, very brief review on Pantomime, what we did last week, and discuss some of that because we're still going to be using elements of that even in today's video. So we're going to just review it to make sure we still remember what it is. And then right after that, we'll get right into our first activity. It's going to be, pretty fun time. We're gonna start to work on, creating some scenes of our own, but there just might be some limitations that will add a fun twist on it. But more on that later when we get to it. And then Mr. Benson has something prepared for us. Mr. Benson, what's after that?
That's right. Number 4, same as last time. We're going to do another silly song. Really looking forward to it. I hope you guys enjoyed the first one. And we're going to do another one this week just to kind of break things up as we usually do. And then after our silly song, we're going to move into our second activity. Our second activity, we will again be creating stories, but this time we'll give you guys a little more freedom, right? You'll have less restriction in the second story we tell today. Then after that, we're going to close our video out. We've gotten some excellent submissions from some of you guys at home. So we are going to feature some of those students here in our video and also give a shout out to the student who responded first with the thing that changed. So make sure you stick through to the very end to see all of that. And we hope you guys continue to send us submissions so that we can include you guys in the next video. All right. With all that said, I think we're just about ready. So if everyone will please prepare themselves to warm up. Here we go. All right. So as always, we like to warm ourselves up, prepare ourselves for the activities we are going to be doing today. Right now, I'm going to teach you guys one of my favorite warm-ups. We call this one Crazy Eights. So it's very simple. The way it works is we are going to shake our hand and count from 8 to 1. Then we will shake the other hand and do the same thing from 8 to 1. Then our first foot, and then our second foot. We will start all the way back at the top with our first hand, this time only from 7. Do that on all of our legs and arms. Then we will do from 6, then 5, and so on until we get to 1. So, if you get lost, just follow along with me and Mr. Summerville. It'll be easy enough. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. 1, 1, 1, 1. All right. That helps us get moving, wakes us up a little bit, uses some energy, and gets us totally psyched for what we're about to do next. Mr. Summerville, can you continue on with the warm-up for the day?
Absolutely. Next up, let's just do some breathing, really focus us in, get our muscles down deep to help us breathe, really working and activated so that, in all the activities we do today, we have good breath support through all the different, talking and movement we do. Breathing is just important for all of that. So I'll count us down, 3, 2, 1. I want us to take a deep breath in. But when we do it this time, let's raise our hands up and hold them at the top like this once we're done breathing. So we'll go 3, 2, 1, breathe in, and then we'll let it out nice and easy and bring our hands back down. So let's try that out right now. All right? 3, 2, 1, breathe in, and let it out gently. Let's do it again. 3, 2, 1, breathe in, and let it out gently. And you can see that the whole time I'm bringing my hands down, I'm letting the air out that whole time. I'm not trying to get it out super fast. I'm controlling it as I let it out. I'm controlling it as I bring it in. So this time, let's do it again, but we're going to hold it at the top. And I might give you some instructions once we're up there. So just be ready Do whatever I say. So 3, 2, 1. Breathe in and hold it. Take another sip of air in. One more time. And let it out on a hissing sound like and keep going. Let all the air out. So you have no more air left. And take a nice normal breath in. Good. All right, Mr. Benson, back over to you.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Now that we've got our bodies warmed up, right, we've got our breath focused and centered, the next thing I want to do with you guys is make sure that we get our voices warmed up a little bit as well. And I think the best way to do that today is with some tongue twisters, because last week I know we didn't get to use any of our words because we were doing pantomime, right? But I promise you today we will get to say at least some words. So join me along and let's do a quick tongue twister. I'd like to tell you first about my friend Sally. So repeat after me. Sally sells seashells by the seashore.
Sally sells seashells down by the seashore.
Very good. We're going to do that again. One more time. Sally sells seashells by the seashore.
Sally sells seashells by the seashore.
Now you'll notice neither Mr. Summerville nor myself are rushing through the tongue twister. The point isn't to say it as fast as you can. Instead, the point is to say it as clearly and as easy to understand as you possibly can. Let's try another one. I'm going to tell you about my friend Peter. All right? Again, same as before. Listen first, then repeat after me. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers.
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers.
Very good. We are practicing our diction here, right? So we are emphasizing our consonant sounds throughout. In this case, the letter P comes to the front, right? Peter, right? And Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Now you.
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers.
Very good. I want to do one last one. This last one, we're just going to say the words unique New York 3 times. All right. So I will say it 3 times, and then you, along with Mr. Somerville, will repeat after. So listen first. Unique New York. Unique New York. Unique New York.
Unique New York. Unique New York. Unique New York.
Excellent job. What's next, Mr. Somerville?
Next, we're just going to kind of really take a second to kind of massage our face a little bit. So we'll start by taking 2 fingers, bringing them to our temples, right about here. And we're just going to do small little circles, pressing very gently to try and massage that area of our face. You know, sometimes we have a lot of tension in that area, and it's nice to just massage it a little bit. And you can start to make those circles go in the opposite direction now. Whatever way you were doing them before, switch to the opposite direction. Nice and easy. Nothing crazy. Pretty good. And we'll take those fingers, bring them down a little bit to where our jaw meets, about here-ish. And we'll just massage our jaws a little bit. Same thing, small little circles with 2 fingers, not pressing too hard, ever so gently. And you can kind of switch those circles to go the opposite way now as well. Awesome. Awesome. All right, everybody, it's all nice and relaxed. I want to try one more thing. It's a little silly, so bear with me. But I want everybody to take their hand, their pointer finger and thumbs on both parts of their hands, and grab your jaw like this. And we're just gonna kind of, yeah, you can make a little fun noise with it too. Perfect, Mr. Benson. Yeah, you want to loosen your jaw as much as possible so that you can really give it a good shake. But don't go too hard. Just nice and gentle. Let's do it one more time. Perfect. Now our jaw's nice and relaxed. Face is nice and relaxed. We did a lot of good breathing. We worked on some tongue twisters to get our mouths moving. We did some crazy eights to get our bodies moving. I think we're pretty warmed up. What do you think, Mr. Benson?
I think you're absolutely right. You ready for the next activity?
I think so. All right. So here we go. We are going to quickly now review pantomime from last week's video. And as you remember, or maybe you don't remember, and that's okay too, you'll know now, pantomime is doing an action or telling a story without any words and without any objects. So, the example we had, one of the examples we had last week was if I was going to use a phone through pantomime, I would, hold the phone and act like I was using it. I'm actually acting like I'm holding the phone. I'm acting like I'm using it, even though I don't have one. And that is pantomime. Right, Mr. Benson?
That's right. And the great thing about pantomime is that we can use it even when we're not specifically doing pantomime. So we can use it in other aspects of theater as well, right? So if you ever find that you don't have a prop or an object that you need, you can always resort back to pantomime. Use pantomime to create those objects whenever you need. So in order to review that, we just want to do one last quick pantomime exercise with you. It's nice, short, and simple. So, Mr. Somerville, are you ready?
Sure, absolutely.
Excellent. Me and Mr. Somerville will do an example for you guys, and then you can try this with anyone at home, all right? Mr. Somerville, I would just like you to start doing any activity, right? Any
The
pantomime.
activity?
Yeah, please pantomime any activity you want.
Okay. I'm going to write in a journal.
Excellent. Now, I'm going to ask you what you're doing, but don't tell me that you're writing in a journal. I want you to name anything else. Name something other than what you're doing, all right? So, continue the activity and I'll ask you.
Okay.
Mr. Somerville, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing my laundry.
Excellent. Now, I am going to start doing the activity that he said.
Oh, I see, I see. Now, do I ask you what you're doing?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Benson, what are you doing?
I'm playing guitar.
And now I start to play the guitar, right?
That's right. And then I'll ask you, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm cooking on the grill.
Okay, then I'll just start to do that.
Mr. Benson, what are you doing?
I'm cooking on the grill. Can't you see?
Oh,
Oh,
Mr. Benson.
darn! I messed up. I said the activity that I was doing. I was supposed to say something else so that Mr. Somerville had something to do. But that's it. You just go back and forth like that. One person says an activity, the other person does that activity. You never want to say the activity that you are currently doing. You always want to say something new.
That's awesome, Mr. Benson. So yeah, guys, you can try that at home with a partner or a couple partners. You can even do it in a big group, and it might be just a fun way to refresh yourselves on what pantomime is. So yeah, have fun with that one, and stay tuned for the next activity. All right, folks. So we just got to review pantomime, which we did last week, and it's a really great skill to know, for all aspects of theater, because there's so many times where you might have to tell a story or show something without using your words or without any objects. However, sometimes you do get words. And a lot of times in theater, the words will be given to you, and you have to take the words you're given and make them into a really interesting scene. So that's exactly what we are going to do right now. Take a limited amount of words and try to make the most interesting scene possible with them. Mr. Benson, do you want to explain the rules for the game we're about to play?
I sure do. So, we've got a challenge for you. You guys are going to be making a scene, and me and Mr. Summerville do hope that you share those scenes with us. But we have some very specific rules that you guys need to follow. Good news, this time you guys can talk. Bad news is you only get 4 different words. Those words are yes, no, please, and banana. All right? Yes, no, please, and banana. Now, you can use those words as many times as you'd like. You can say yes, 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 banana, yes, yes. You can say those words over and over and over again. You don't have to use every word. If you're like, well, how am I going to fit the word no into my very, very positive, agreeable scene? Then you don't have to use the word no. You can use whatever words work for you. But you can only use yes, no, please, and banana. If you've got multiple people that you're working with in the scene, anyone can say any of those words. It's not, oh, just you can say yes and just you can say no. Anyone can use any of those 4 words. And that's the only words you can use. With that said, you've got to come up with a story that shows a clear beginning, middle, and end to your story. All right? Mr. Somerville, if you don't have anything else that I've forgotten, I think we've got an example for you guys.
Whew, it's a lot of rules, but I think we can come up with something. So let's try. Yes. Banana. Yes. No. Yes. Oh, yes, yes. Banana.
No.
Please.
No.
Please. Banana.
Yes. Yes. No. Banana. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Banana. All right. Look at that, Mr. Benson. We came up with what I think was a pretty engaging scene using just those 4 words.
I completely agree.
And I think that we had a pretty clear beginning, middle, and end. Do you think that we had those elements? Yeah, because our beginning was what, Mr. Benson? What happened in the beginning?
Well, at the beginning of our scene, you got a phone call.
Right, I got a phone call from my good friend Banana, who then wanted to talk to you. But in
That's
the
right.
middle,
But
yeah, what happened in the middle, Mr. Benson?
in the middle, I didn't want to talk to Banana.
No, Mr. Benson did not want to talk to my good friend Banana. Drama happened, and they were no longer good friends. So I tried to get him to talk to her and, maybe hash out their differences. So then in the end, what did Banana do, Mr. Benson?
She made me laugh as always, so we're friends again.
That's awesome. They were able to become friends again, which is really great. So we had a beginning. I got a phone call. There was a middle. Mr. Benson did not want to talk to the person on the phone. And then in the end, he did, and they became friends again. And we did that all just 4 words. Crazy.
Now, Mr. Summerville, do you know what else I thought we did a really good job of in that scene?
What's that?
We used our pantomime skill to show how we use the phone.
Absolutely. We are still using those skills we learned even last week because they're still important even though we're adding in a new element. Absolutely.
Well done.
Yeah, so now, guys, it's up to you to do the same thing we just did, but on your own. You get to come up with your own scene using just those 4 words. Yes, no, please, and banana. So, find a partner at home or a couple partners if you want to do it in a small group, or you could even do it on your own if you wanted to, and just come up with your own scene and have fun, be as creative as possible with it. And again, feel free to send us your example if you want.
All right, everybody, who's ready for another silly song? Kind of take a break from the regular theater activities. Get us up and moving, doing something fun and silly. So without further ado, we are going to do this. The words are going to repeat themselves, and it should be something that you guys can follow along with, right? So once you catch on to the pattern, please join us along with the words, but more importantly, all the motions that we are going to be doing, all right? So here we go. Bananas of the world to the left. Bananas of the world to the right. Bananas of the world, unite. Peel, banana, peel, banana, then you peel. Banana, peel, banana, then you go. Bananas, go, bananas, then you go. Bananas, go, bananas, then you form the corn. Form the corn, and then you form the corn. Form the corn, and then you peel the corn. Peel the corn, and then you peel the corn. Peel the corn, and then you pop the corn. Pop the corn, and then you pop the corn. Pop the corn, and then you form potato. Form potato, then you form potato. Form potato, then you peel potato. Peel potato, then you peel potato. Peel potato, then you mash potatoes. Mash potatoes, then you mash potatoes. Mash potatoes. All right, you guys. Hope you enjoyed that. And I think we're ready to move on.
Sounds good.
All right, everybody. Now that we've gotten our silly song out of the way, we're gonna move right on into this next activity. We're gonna do a little bit more with storytelling, and this time give you guys a little bit more freedom. To give us some details, here's Mr. Summerville.
Right. So, at first, we were just telling a story with a very limited amount of words, right? We only had a couple words we were allowed to use, and we had to then use them to portray a full story. Well, now we're going to kind of open it up a little bit for you guys, give you guys a little more freedom. You're going to be able to really use any words that you want. And you're going to be able to set this story, the scene, in any setting that you want, any location, any time, anything. There's only a couple of very specific things we're going to ask you to do in this next scene. So, Mr. Benson's going to tell us those very specific rules we have to follow, and then we're going to show you an example of a scene that follows those rules, that, has a beginning, middle, and end, and tells a complete story in the scene, but just still follows those rules. And then after that, we'll talk about it, and it'll be your turn to do the same. So, Mr. Benson, what are our rules?
Awesome. Excellent explanation. To give you guys these rules, most importantly, make sure your story has a clear beginning, middle, and end. It's kind of our theme for today, right? The next thing that's super important is make sure it's clear when and where your story is taking place, okay? And beyond that, we're going to give you a situation. The scenario of your story should be about a lost item. Do whatever you want with that, right? And you'll see an example in just a moment from Mr. Summerville and I, but your story should somehow involve a lost item. All right? And finally, at some point during your scene, someone should be sitting. At some point during your scene, someone should be standing. And at some point during your scene, someone should be crouching. All right? So if it's just you doing the scene, you got to make sure that you do all three of those: standing, sitting, right? And crouching. All three of those. If you have more than one person, then, one person can be sitting the whole time as long as the other person gets to stand and crouch. Make sure you do all of the appropriate things. All right? But those are basically the rules. Okay, we will do an example for you, and then, as Mr. Somerville said, we'll give you guys the opportunity to do one of your own.
Exactly. So, here is our example of a lost item scene with a great beginning, middle, and end. Mr. Benson, have you seen my sandwich anywhere?
No, no sandwich.
I just seem to have lost my salami sandwich somewhere, and no matter where I look, I just can't find it.
Sorry, you have to keep looking, I guess.
It's not down here either. It's such a shame. It's a really great triple-decker bologna sandwich, and I just can't seem to find it anywhere. It's very frustrating.
Did you check in the fridge?
Yeah, I looked in the fridge and I didn't see it. Why, have you been in the fridge recently? Was it there?
No, I've been sitting here all day. Can you just? What? I don't care what you're doing. I'm really just trying to enjoy this gorgeous day. The sun's rays at noon are just right. I'm trying to get my tan going. I'm sitting here on the beach, and you're bothering me about your sandwich. It's like it's not my problem, Mr. Somerville.
Well, I get that. But Mr. Benson, I have a question for you because you just told me that you haven't been in the fridge all day, but I do see that you have a bit of mustard on your shirt. And I was just curious then, how did you get that mustard there?
I don't know. That's strange. I don't know. It must be a stain or something.
That's just interesting because the sandwich I lost was a triple-decker salami sandwich with mustard.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know.
Yeah, it's very weird, especially because you're covered in what appears to be some white breadcrumbs, and the sandwich I lost was a triple-decker salami sandwich with mustard on white bread.
That's just sand. That's not white bread. No, that's got to be just sand. I don't.
And Mr. Benson, I think you just need to come clean because you do reek of salami.
All right, I saw a triple-decker salami sandwich on white bread with mustard. It looked delicious. I ate it. I'm sorry.
I'm so upset. I was really looking forward to eating that sandwich, and now I found it, but it's in your stomach.
If it makes you feel any better, it was good. That sandwich was delicious, Mr. Summerville.
Yes, Mr. Benson, I'm glad you enjoyed my sandwich. And I'm glad, I hope that you guys enjoyed our example story. I think it ended up being pretty good. So, looking at our story, you can see that we had a lost item, the sandwich. We had a clear setting, a place that the story was happening and a time. We made that pretty clear in the beginning that, clearly we were on a tropical beach resort and it was about noon when it happened. It had a beginning, middle, and end. The beginning was I came in and said that I had lost a sandwich. The middle was Mr. Benson didn't really want to help me find my sandwich, and I kept looking for it. And then the end was I found the sandwich in Mr. Benson's mouth. Yeah. So it had a clear set of all the story elements that we needed. And now it'll be your turn to come up with a story by yourself or with a partner or a couple partners, whoever. And you can be as creative as you want. Obviously, you don't have to use the same setup we had. It just has to have a lost item and it has to have a beginning, middle, and end. It has to have a clear setting, place, and time. And then, oh yeah, of course, we made sure that we were standing, sitting, and crouching. So make sure you do that as well. Anything else, Mr. Benson?
No, that's basically it. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with. Make sure to send those our way so we can share it with everyone else.
All right. Well, we are all done with the activities for today's video. I think we really managed to master the idea of creating scenes that have beginnings, middles, and ends. What do you think, Mr. Benson?
I completely agree. And you guys, just remember this. This is super important. Knowing how to make a clear beginning, middle, and an end is super important. Not just in today's activities, but as we move forward, that same structure is going to be all over again in books that you read, movies that you watch, and of course in theater, whether it's a musical theater piece that you go to see, or in any other form of theater, you guys will see this pattern over and over and over again. So it's so great that you guys now really, really understand how to create those separate story elements. So good work today.
Yeah.
Mr. Somerville, quick question for you. I'm so curious. We spent a lot of time and effort last week with pantomimes and such. Did did anyone send anything in? Do we have any submissions to show off here?
Well, I'm glad you asked that because we absolutely did. We got a ton of different responses, and we really appreciate all your different responses. Unfortunately, we don't have time to, share all of the different responses we get, but that doesn't mean that we don't appreciate them all the same. So here's a couple of the responses that we got that we want to share with you guys of, some different people that sent in videos that just really nailed the idea of pantomime. So, let's watch and see what a really great job they do.
A phone! I'm gonna use a pickaxe. And I'm gonna throw it away.
have just received a video in from a very special guest that you might recognize from Brant School.
Hey everybody, it is Mr. Bartlett here, and Mr. Benson and Mr. Summerville asked me to do a very quick pantomiming activity, so here is my best shot.
Man, what a great job, right, Mr. Benson?
I agree. I enjoyed it very much.
Yeah, and so, this week, if you guys want to show us any videos of you guys doing the different activities we did, we would love to have them. You can send them at our email addresses, which are right here below. And, like I said, we'll try and show a couple more of them next video, so that, everybody gets a chance to see the really great work you guys are doing. We really appreciate it and love to see it. So please, by all means, send it in. And Mr. Benson, there's another thing we asked them to send in. So can you tell us who was the first person to email us about the hidden object switch that happened?
You're absolutely right, Mr. Somerville. For those of you that did not catch it, we'll let you know now. In the background, I had a green bear sitting on my desk in the background the whole time, except in one video, all of a sudden my green bear became a shoe. And the first person to send in their response and catch that difference was Maya Gersahani in Miss Mandion's first grade class at Brant School. So special shout out to Myra. And this week, I don't know how closely you guys were paying attention, but that green ball has been there the whole time. That was not the difference. However, there is a fruit hidden somewhere. Can you find the hidden fruit? Tell us what kind of fruit it was and which segment you found it during. If you can find the secret hidden fruit, we'll give you a shout out in our next video.
Awesome. Really, really fun stuff. So let us know again. It can be at our email addresses right here below. But with that, Mr. Benson, I think our time is up, and it's time we get going and let them get back to their day. So everybody, thank you for joining us for some theater time. And Mr. Benson, take it away.
As always, remember, you can still emote
When you go remote. Bye, everybody.